Hey guys, welcome back. If you're starting your own 3D printing business and you're trying to build your own prototypes, I've got one tip that might help you tremendously when it comes to being successful with your business. Let's get into it. Now, if you're new to 3D printing like I was, I didn't really understand what was going on with this technology, okay? And the biggest problem with building prototypes is time, okay? When you're unsure about what you're trying to build, the architecture, the design, so on and so forth, every time you make a change, it takes time to cycle through and build a 3D print, okay? Each time you build a print, it always takes time. There's setup time, calibration time, maybe filament changing time, like what's going on right now. And this was something I didn't understand, okay? And when I bought the Bambu P2S, I had actually decided to purchase an additional nozzle. I purchased a 0.2 millimeter nozzle thinking that I wanted higher quality, okay? I was really concerned about the quality because when you think of 3D printing, you think of the layers, right? The little lines you can see. And I thought to myself, man, I don't want to see the lines. I want to get this 0.2 millimeter nozzle, right? But the Bambu P2S comes with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. And I think most 3D printers out there probably come with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. It's very common. Okay, the manufacturers want you to actually print high quality, you know, toys and novelties and whatever is out there on the maker's world that looks just fantastic. That's what they want you to make, is to download the print it on your printer, have fun with your kids and make pretty toys, okay? But when it comes to business and prototyping, time is money. And I said this in my previous video. And so the problem with the 0.4 millimeter nozzle that it comes with, it's a really small layer size that you have to work with, okay? And you don't see the layer lines very much, but that takes longer, okay? And I've been doing a lot of prototyping with multiple filaments, not just PLA, okay? I've tried this PCTG filament because I want a product that can handle heat problems, okay? I might be installing this product into a hot home, essentially. And if you had a home that was kind of like a car that was 100 degrees, it might warp and melt. So I'm really concerned about PLA. I know it's the easiest to print with, and I know that with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, it's much easier to print with. But I decided to upgrade to a 0.6 millimeter nozzle. It's not really an upgrade, it's more of just a different size nozzle, okay? And you can get a higher layer length, okay? But you'll start to see the lines very small and slight in a sense. But I've been having more success with the 0.6 millimeter with PCTG in particular. I've had a few prints with the 0.4 millimeter nozzle be successful, but with different colors for some reason. I was getting stringing and failed prints in a sense. And I had dried out my filament for 8 hours, all 4 of these filaments at 65 degrees, and even still I had problems. And maybe it's the dye or something that maybe expands the filament or something like that. I'm not sure what was happening. But now I've upgraded the nozzle to the 0.6 millimeter, and that's what's running right now with PCTG. I'm actually doing a football helmet for my daughter's boyfriend, quote unquote, for Valentine's Day. And so far it's looking pretty decent. I'm not sure, I might need to make it a little bit bigger for quality purposes, but it's been working out pretty good. No stringing, no nothing like that, and it's much quicker. Okay, this print right now I think is taking around 3 hours to print. If I would have went with the 0.4 nozzle, which is what this is, okay, 0.4 millimeters, that's what came on the unit, it probably would have taken like 4.5, maybe 5 hours at the most, okay? There's nothing wrong with this 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Okay, for PLA, it was able to print pretty well. For PCTG, I had a little more trouble, but it did take longer in general. So that is the one tip. If you're trying to 3D model, build your own custom prints, which is probably the only way you're really gonna make good money, is to have something unique and something tailor-made to your style and your culture at your company, you're gonna wanna prototype rapidly over and over and over. Cycle time is everything in business. So I'm really happy with the 0.6 millimeter. It did shave off about 30% of the print time on this, this product I'm making with PCTG PCTG. Now I'm even considering upgrading to the 0.8 millimeter and even trying to do probably, what would that be, like a 6 millimeter layer. Now it might not look aesthetically pleasing, but it would work quicker and faster. I would get the dimensions, the fit and the feel of the product. So I'm definitely going to upgrade to a 0.8 just to try it out and to experiment. With this technology, you're going to experiment a lot with the nozzle size, the layer size, the wall widths, how many walls you're going to have, the speed of this nozzle moving back and forth. There's all sorts of factors, especially if you're going to work with like exotic filaments. I've got PLA carbon fiber. I've got another filament called polycarbonate. I've got another couple carbon fiber type of filaments coming my way. I've also got this TPU filament, which is interesting, and I think it might be a reason why I had a few problems with the 0.4 millimeter nozzle. This is kind of interesting, very flexible material. I think it's kind of like people build like Crocs in their 3D printer with this material. I've got a few other ones coming too, and I was able to successfully print with this stuff. I had to hang it up on this this additional spool I hung up there. I printed that spool, which was kind of fun, and I had to manually load this thing. I couldn't use the AMS, and it was kind of like bubbly. I think I need to dry it out a little bit. I am getting an extra dryer, a high temperature dryer, because I don't want to, you can't dry this as well as do a print. And this is my only printer. I am going to be getting another one, by the way, which I'll do another video on that. And anyways, yeah, I was able to print something with this. It's like a little, here, I'll show you it right here. It's like a little grommet, essentially, with like these little cuts in it. I was experimenting with these grommets to see what I could do. And it didn't work out. I didn't really like what I printed there, and it just wasn't strong enough. But it's a fun material to work with. I think you could do some interesting things, maybe some seals and things like that. I think that's what people use these for. And who knows? I'm sure I'll get some ideas. I got it. As long as I have it, now I've got things I can experiment with. But I believe that the 0.4 nozzle probably was a little too tight for this material, because when I got this little nozzle out, I noticed on the back here, it was like a charred marshmallow plastic material back here, and it almost filled up this entire nozzle. And I did have to like kind of work it with some pliers to get this off. It was like a charcoal marshmallow, burnt marshmallow essentially. And that might have been a reason why I was having the issues with my next print after I messed with that TPU material. So that's something to think about. You guys let me know in the comments below. I've got some people in the 3D printing space now that are giving me great comments and great feedback as far as what to use, giving me ideas of how to manage my business. So I have to say thank you to all you guys and all you new subscribers who have subscribed to the channel. It's been great meeting some new people, and I'm really enjoying it. And so yeah, that's my tip, is work with larger size nozzles. I think you'll have more success and less time on your machine, because time is everything when it comes to business, and I think that that'll help you a lot. So anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and the tips, and if you guys could like and subscribe to the channel. Take a look at my previous video and let me know in the comments below if you guys have experienced the same thing when it comes to the nozzle size, so in prototyping. So anyways, you guys have a good day. Later.